Hello everyone, welcome back to another ranking video en route to Pokémon Legends Z-A. This time we have Generation 3, which is Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Something I consider to be my least favourite generation. To quote IGN, there's far too much water. And I stand by them, there's way too much water. You're surfing all the time, you're getting random encounters unless you use a million different repels. There's a million different water agents. It's a pain. Anyway, even though I'm not overly fond of the game, I do think that there is a good roster of Pokemon at the very least. So we'll see how this one goes. As usual, this is based on just more of a gut feeling, so yeah, maybe you'll disagree, but who knows. Right, now starting with Trico. Trico, I think, is pretty solid. I'm gonna stick him. I'm trying to think of like a lot of the names. Jeez, I totally forgot. Right, and you are going to be in S. Well done, SAB. Yeah, cool. Right. Grovyle, I think, is a lot better than Trico. I'm going to stick him in A. And Sceptile, I think, is really awesome. I'm going to whack him there. Combustion, I think, is cool. I think he's going to go above. Blaziken, I would use him. I don't like the design. So I am going to put him at the bottom of A so far. Yeah. He's cute. Okay, he goes in B. Right. I think... would I use you or would I not? That is the question. I think I would. Do I like your design more than Blaziken? Yeah. Okie dokie. Right, we've got the regional dog and the regional rodent now. I think they're rather underwhelming, to be honest. I would probably whack him in B, and then that is just a dog. Linoon is a worse ferret than Furret, so I think I'm going to stick him... I don't know, his design's okay, I'm going to stick him in B. Zigzagoon, I think the design is more interesting, but he's really just a HM slave. I'll tell you what, let's stick him in the bottom there. Right, the bugs now. These are a bit more interesting. We've got Wurmple. I think Wurmple is a cool design. I'm not going to stick him super high, but high-ish. Right, there. No. Which one do I like better out of those two? Silcoon or Catherine? That one, marginally, don't matter. Right, Beautyfly, I think, is fine. Not exciting, but fine. Dustox is cool. I think Dustox is an A rank Pokemon, and I would say highest in A so far. Lotad, Lombre, Ludicolo. I think Lotad is going to be here, Lombre is going to be here, and Ludicolo is going to be up in S. And I would even say top of S. I'd say top of S based on what I've got up there so far. Okay. Got Nuzleaf, Seedot, and what's his face? Right, I think he's cute. Not amazing, but he's cute. I think I'm going to stick him right there. Nuzleaf is a decent enough design and is relatively alright. And Shiftry is... I think he's really cool. I don't think he's S rank, but he's cool. Swallow and Taylor, it's just a bird. And that's also just a bird, but a better bird. Wingull is just a seagull, but I like seeing them around. I'm gonna stick it in B. Ah, pity more than anything. Pelipper. It's fine. In the middle, I suppose. Right, there we go, a little bit. Ralts is really good. I think it's a super design. Curlier is not as good of a design, but still pretty damn good. And Gardevoir is an S tier rank. Very useful and a cool design, even though all the weirdos have sexualized her. So I am gonna stick. Well, I'm just betting Ralts. Okie dokie. This skit is cool. I like it. It's adorable little spider thing. And this thing I do not think I have ever used before in my life. I'm going to place it in C because the design is fine. I'm going to place it at the bottom because I have no idea how to use it because I don't think I've ever tried. Breloom is a cool Pokemon. I'm not amazingly fond of the design. I'm going to whack him here because he's pretty good. You, sir, though, are a lot better, and I'm going to stick you just above. Right, the Sloth. I think he's cool to fight as in the gym, and I don't think he's amazing to use. I think he's got a worse design Vigoroth, but he's better to use. And you are just a cool little sloth. You are going right here. Okay, we have the Shedinja and Ninjask, and the other thing. The other bug thing I do not like at all. Ninjask I do like. And I would probably use less Shiftry. Shedinja I like using for the memes, very dangerous to use in a Nuzlocke. In fact, I think it's iconic for this region, so I'm even going to place him super high. Right, you with your funny little anus, you are going right at the bottom of C. You, sir, I do not like your design, but you are decent, and Exploud, I do not like your design, and you're not a bad Pokemon. I'd probably use Taylor more than you. Okay. Right, the two fighting types for this region. Hayumato, whatever he's called, he's an A-type Pokemon, I would probably use him. Yeah, out there. Makuita's a cool little fella. He's cute. I'm gonna stick him just after Nuzleaf, I reckon. Baby Pokemon, baby Pokemon, baby Pokemon. Cute, but no cigar. I'm going to place you above that because I hate it. Those are just birds. That'll do. Okay, Nose Pass. Nose Pass. Where am I going to stick Nose Pass? I don't like Nose Pass. I'll stick it at the top of D at least. Skitty and Delcatty. Skitty's sort of cute. I suppose Delcatty is very mediocre. Yeah. Sableye is awesome. One of my favourite Pokemon from the generation. You're gonna go up top. Mawile, less useful, better design. Mawile's gonna go even higher. Okay, the Aggron trilogy. I think that Lairon is gonna be the highest. Here, you are cute, you can go about here, and you're useful, but I don't like the design, so I reckon that's alright. Yeah, I think it's alright. Meditite, Medicham. I don't like Meditite as a design, to be honest. I think I'm going to place it here. Medicham is cool. I am going to place him. For the fighting type Pokemon, I'm probably more likely to use Hariyama. I think maybe out here? That seems alright. You are cool. Got your name? This is Electrite, and I think it's Electrike. The other one I don't remember. Jeez, I've forgotten so many Pokemon names. Like I used to be able to memorize them all when I was younger, but I've found so many of them. Like the ones I just don't use, I just forget about. Anyway, this little pupper, is cute. I like it more than Zigzagoon and Western Scare. These are awful Pokemon clones. They are pretty much useless in the main game. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of E, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be any E's. I think D and F is good enough. I like Bug Pokemon. I do not like these two. I think they're better than a Cocoon, but only just. As for the order, I don't think it matters, or like with Plus Aluminum, I don't think it matters. Are there any other F tier Pokemon? I'm wondering. Not from I can see here. Right. I was gonna put an S. She's cool, but I think until you get Roserade, she kind of suffers. So I'm gonna stick her in A, and that seems about right. Yeah. Right, Gulpin and Swallow. He's neat. He's not so neat. Yeah, good enough. Right, Sharkpedo. Sharkpedo is a great Pokemon. I think I would place it pretty highly. About there seems alright. Carvanha. It's a cool little piranha. I think, yeah, let's place him in the low end of here. Wailord, I like the idea. I would never use him as a Pokemon. I think there, and yeah, you can go with him. Yeah, it's fine. I would say the design's fine. It's a cool whale. I like it when they have him proportional as well. Like when he's proportional and he's just massive, it's cool. Numel, I think, is awesome. I would not place him in S, but I'm going to place him highly in A. Camerupt, less awesome. I like the design, more likely to use him than a Wailord, but this little turtle thing, I forget the name, but you are okay. I probably wouldn't use you, but you're fine, I suppose. Spoink, I think his name's Spoink. He's cute. I like Spoink. I'm gonna place him relatively highly, but I think his evolution, Grumpig, is pretty dire. I would probably stick him at the top of C. I might use him, but probably not. Spinder, I have used it before, and it's not terrible. And I don't hate the design. Let's stick him. He's fine. I don't think he's overwhelming in really anything. I think here seems about fine. Trapinch. He's neat, I suppose. He's cute, not the cutest, but I would place him about here. Is it Vibrava? The next evolution, the Dragonfly thing? It's fine. I think I'll be left. Whoa, hello. I think you were about here, right? I think I'd be less excited to see it than a Wingull. Yeah, it's about right. What's his face? Forget his name. He's pretty good. I would probably use him. I would probably use him more than a lot of these, but not as much as Dustox. Oh, we've got quite a few left. You, sir, are an S-rank Pokemon. Cacturn is amazing. I would probably put him above Sharkpedo, but less than a bunch of other stuff. Cacnea, on the other hand, he's neat, he's cute, I don't adore him. He can go here. That seems about right. That feels about right. Some of these are just feelings. Right. The dragon dudes. The dragon birds. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Right, where am I going to put you? Where am I going to put you to? You're quite useful, but I probably wouldn't use you. I think around there. And the first evolution is pretty cute, but not amazingly so. I think he is about right. Yeah. I do not like these two. I like Survivor more just because it's a snake, and Zangoose, I hate it. It looks like it wants to be David Bowie, but instead it's just shit. I don't think it's a D tier Pokemon necessarily. I think a lot of that is down to my personal judgment, but Lunatone and Sunrock. Again, a doubles orientated couple, but I probably would use them. I'm not going to place them very high, but I would use them. Let's place them about here. I would probably go for the moon over the sun. I feel they're both much of a muchness, to be honest. Right, Whiscash is cool. You can go relatively highly. But your pre-evolution stage, which I don't remember of, but it's like a little fish worm. Barboach, is it? I don't remember. You are pretty rubbish. I like you better than a fucking Nosepass. Right, the Star Dude. The crabs. I wouldn't necessarily use it, and that's just a crab. Yeah, that seems about right. Right, Claydol. Claydol is fine. What? Moved all this stuff. I can't remember. I think it was there. Right, Claydol, I think you're gonna go B. I've been more likely to use it than the others, I suppose. Yeah, and you're rubbish. You can go in D, but I suppose you're more interested in the fucking Nosepass, aren't you? Right, the I can't remember the name. The one that just looks like a bunch of dicks. Not Claydol. I do actually like this Pokemon. I like this a lot. In fact, I'm gonna whack that right in S because I do really like it. I don't remember the name, but I like it. Forgive me for butchering the names, especially this generation. Like this generation, I can't tell you a lot of the names because it's my least favourite generation. I play the least. There's some Pokemon I really like and use them in other generations, but I tend to avoid this generation. Right, you've got that thing, the bug fossil Pokemon, which is fine. Go away. I keep picking them up randomly. Right, I think you are gonna be there. And you, I kinda like a little bit better, but not a lot. I think you're gonna go like at the bottom of it. I think he's cool. It's a neat little design. Feebas! Feebas is poo. It's an ugly fish. I know it's supposed to be an ugly fish, but even though it's intentional, an ugly fish is an ugly fish. That is a lot better. I forget her name, but I would definitely use her. The weather Pokemon. The thing that has tits is a bit rubbish. I would probably use a Viper more, maybe a Grumpig. Yeah, maybe. Kecleon. Kecleon's cool. I like Kecleon. I'm not going to say it's an S rank, but it's an A rank. I would definitely use it. I'd say about there. Shuppet and Banette. Shuppet is a weird Pokemon to judge, but I still think it's adorable, so I'm going to stick it relatively high. And Banette, I think, is like Mega Banette is definite S tier. I think this would be just top of A tier. Right, you've got Duskull and Dusclops. I think Duskull is a really cool ghost Pokemon, more so than Shuppet. And Dusclops I like less, but I still like a lot. What's next? That's supposed to be Tropius. I think that's supposed to be Tropius. Tropius is cool. I like Tropius. I mean, it's one of those Pokemon I don't get really excited about, but I like it. Chingling, a-bing-a-ding-a-ding-a-dong. Whatever its name is, I don't remember. It's just, it sounds like a wind chime. It looks like a wind chime. It's fine. Absol is pretty awesome in design. I just probably wouldn't use one. Right, baby Pokemon time. Baby Pokemon for Wobbuffet. Baby Pokemon has to go to the bottom of C. Right, Glalie I think is awesome. I would put Glalie pretty high. I would stick him around there. And Snorunt I think is also really cool. And I would, I can't. I think I've moved that position, it doesn't matter, it's about right. Snorunt, I think you're gonna go like maybe here. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Right, the Walruses. I really like this fella. He's gonna go very highly. I don't like him as much, but he's still pretty good. And I do not like him all that much, but I would still probably use him more than anything else. Right, you've got Clamperl and these two ones, Gorbis and the other one. I think that is just a bunch of... I mean, that's just an oyster. Around there, I suppose. And these things I think are pretty good, but not great. I think I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to put them back here. I'd say the pink one I like a little bit more. I can't remember which one's which. This one, the Fossil Fish. Down at the bottom, always forget it exists. Love Disc, I use it because I think it looks cool and I like the idea, but it's rubbish. I am going to place it around, I think about here. Right, Salamence is an S tier Pokemon. Salamence is a beaut. We are going to put Salamence pretty highly, and the Cocoon is probably the best of the Cocoons, and I would say the best of that lot. The next stage I would probably put about there. Metagross I don't love as much as other people, but it's still pretty solid. Let me just try and fly through these. Right, these fellas, I think that is a bit underwhelming, but I'm not saying it's bad. This one is pretty good. I would stick... I'll stick by there. Why not? The Reggies! I don't like the Reggies that much. In fact, when it comes to legendary Pokemon, I don't really like much of the legendaries from this bunch. I think the Reggies are pretty poor in design. I am going to place them all in D to differing degrees. I think that this would be my order. I think that sounds about right. As for Latios and Latias, I think they're pretty decent, but not fantastic. I would probably not use one. So I'm going to place it further down, like below Trapinch. And I probably think the red one looks a tiny bit better. I don't remember which one it is. Right. Kyogre and Groudon. Kyogre is an A. He's pretty legit. I'm not going to place him super high, but I'm going to place him relatively high. Groudon I like less, but I'll still stick him in A. Probably wouldn't use him. So I reckon about that. Rayquaza, I sort of like the design, but I would never use him. And for that reason, I am going to stick in. I do really like the design, I'll see what's all B at least. Right, what's his face? I forgot your name, but I really like you, and I think you are the best mythical Pokemon from this generation. And I am going to stick you above the chicken. Deoxys, there's a million different forms. I am only going to rank one of them because I consider them all to be the same Pokemon. I think Deoxys is an S-rank Pokemon. Where in S-rank? They're in S-rank. Why not? Okay, that's definitely a lot more mixed than the last two. We have some more negative choices, which I imagine is going to be a thing going forward, to be honest with the generation. I think there's going to be some really good ones, and also some that aren't quite as good. So, what do you think? I imagine you probably, if you're a fan of that generation, you probably disagree with a bunch of them. Which ones do you vehemently disagree with? Shout me in the comments below, or shout at me in the comments below. Scream at me in the comments below. However you want. Either way, discussion's fine, it's all in good fun. This is just a general feeling, but I don't begrudge you. If you think Mawile is a shit tier Pokemon, I'm not gonna argue with you. I really like it, but it's all fun and games. I don't feel immensely strongly about most of these. I would disagree and say, what? If you think, Sablei's rubbish. But, I'm happy to have a friendly discussion about it. I'm still interested to see, what would you put in S tier? What would you put in F tier? And which ones would you consider to be your favourite? Let me know down below, and I'll see you tomorrow for Gen 4, which should be a very interesting one. See you there.